Hey, yo, what's going on? Cheers, cheers, cheers. Good morning, Mint. Good morning, Mint. How are you feeling today? How's it going, fam? What is up? What is up? Cheers, cheers. Hey, there I am. There I am. Hey, look, my camera's on. Cheers. Good morning. Good morning. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How are you? Hey, how's it going? Yo, what's up? What's up? Hey, 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 what's up? How are you? What is up? Good morning. Hey, yo, good morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, good night, whatever time of day it is. Welcome back to Crypto Live. That's right, Crypto Live in the mornings. Get the headlines, get through the news, stay ahead of the FOMO, chop through the FUD. I would say that, I wouldn't do this if you had this service from anyone else, but no one else offers this. So welcome to Crypto Live. It's a good time to be alive. It's a good time to be here. I'm just trying to look at the comments. Let's go say hey to the room. Let's say hey to everybody. How are you doing? Spread the standard. Sean, how are you? Cheers. Good morning. What is up? Something clever. Yo, what's up? Kyle Lozinski, how's it going? Cheers. What's up? Cambo Vision. Hello. Alfonso. Hello. Darren. Hello. Corey Ziegelman. Ricardo. Pre-Pro. Tandy. Seth. What's going on, peeps? What's going on, fam? In the place to be. Dutch Moonboy, MoX, Great Pate, LJ, Diane, Franz, XRP Moon, JD, David, XRP Junkie, Brian, Diane, XRP Grind. What's going on, fam? Phil, Mr. UFC, Seth, what's up, what's up? What up, what up? What the fort? Mr. Pace, what the fork? Hey, KFN. Hey, KFN. Hey, fam. Pew, pew. Pew, pew. Pew, pew. Pew, pew. No, it's too early for pew pews.
No.
It's not too early. It's never too early. Never too early for pew pew. Quiet down, though. Quiet. Shh. So, what's happening out there? Cheers. Cheers. What's happening in the place? What's happening with you guys? XRP down to 26 cents, 25 cents. What's up with that? Bitcoin down. The entire market's still under 200 billion, and we came on late today again. Hello, hey, what's up? Just tuning in, just going live, just starting it up. What's up? Ahmed, Jake, Ticket, Chesme, Gabriel, Vitolis. How are you guys? How is the fam today? Did anybody go watch that? Did anybody go watch that Elon Musk Joe Rogan? That's a good one. It was really good. I really enjoyed it. I mean, I enjoyed it.
No.
Yeah, no, I enjoyed it a lot. I did. I enjoyed it. Ah, man, so much going on. So much going on in the world today. It's interesting being so focused on like one niche part of the world. And if I pull back, like if I pull back and just try to look at anything else, sometimes I just miss some of the daily, the daily reports of what's happening in crypto. It's so, moment to moment, breaking news. It seems like every minute is breaking news, right? Like every single second, it's just a new breaking news. Is it really even breaking? Is any of this news even breaking? Is this real important stuff, or is this just a bunch of bullshit? A bunch of bullshit clickbait out there wasting my time. Wasting my time. Spread the love for Elon. That's good. It's true. Yeah, I like Elon Musk. I also want a flamethrower. Ryan, you're right. Ryan, I want a flamethrower as well. I feel like I missed out on that. I didn't think that they would. I don't know what I was thinking when that happened. I just thought like they'd keep making them or something. I didn't realize there was a limit. But I have an idea. We don't need to talk about it right now. I got lots of ideas. Jeez, oh my goodness, guys. I finished a rap song. I'm not going to say like I'm the best or anything. Like I'm not the best. I'm just barely struggling to keep up and hold on. And a lot of people really trying to take a shit on me right now. So guess what? Fuck you. I'm coming for your throats. And they know who they are. Anybody trying to turn around and cheat on me right now, that's fine. That's fine. You guys are worthless. I don't care. And I finished a rap song, and I realized when I did this, I was like, I am freaking amazing. I'm amazing. It's really not like the best rap song ever, but it's pretty good. It's better than any of the other songs I made, because I told you guys like I'm making a rap song. I probably shouldn't have said anything until I was like farther along. And then once I said it publicly, I was like, oh, I got to do it. And every single song I made, it was horrible. I mean, it wasn't bad. It wasn't horrible, but it was bad. Like, it was pretty bad. And I really want to show you guys. I really want to show you guys, but I don't think I can. I don't think I should yet. It's rough mixed. It's ready to go. The audio's done. Like the song's done, and I'm really excited. I'm going to try to finish the video as fast as possible. And your only job is just going to be to enjoy it. I know it seems easy enough to play it right now, but it's not ready. It's not ready. No, it's not ready.
No. No.
I promise you guys, I would love to show it to you. I would love to. I can't. If we were hanging out, like if you guys wanted to hang out and we could take a cruise in my car, you could listen to it. I can't put it online yet because I just can't risk it being reproduced yet. It's that freaking good. I'm going the full play on this one, and I wish I could. I know. It seems like it'd be easy to do, but I'm really excited. I'm really, really excited. I was cruising around the car listening to it. Honestly, like most days, I hate myself. To give you guys complete honesty, most days, I completely hate myself. I get up, I'm like, I hate myself. I look ugly, stupid. I hate everything I'm doing. I'm going to fucking try harder. Ooh, I just said fuck, sorry. Honestly, I'm my biggest critic. I do not like myself that much. And so when people come at me and they're like, I hate you, I'm like, yeah, get in line. Get in line. You think you can handle, you think you can hold a torch to how much hate I have had for myself in the past? No, you can't. And in fact, that's probably my power. That's probably like one of my powers I try to share with everyone. Like I've literally spent enough time hating myself. You just got to get past that. Believe me, it's hard. I do not like myself that much. So it's hard to enjoy my own work. But I really like this rap for how much I don't like a lot of my work and a lot of my creativity and a lot of my, the failures. I count my failures and then I try to forget. But this was really exciting. I think I did a good job. I was feeling pretty good about that. So XRP rap's done. It's popping. And it's popping. It's feeling good. And so yeah, it's a struggle every day. That's why I try so hard to share so much positivity. Oh my God. I love you. Thank you. You want to come say hi to everybody or no? You want to come say hi to Andrew just brought me a coffee. Say hi. I don't know. Just say hi. 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 Thank you so much for bringing me a coffee. You're amazing. Okay, thanks. Yeah. Thank you so much. Yeah, no, it's true. It's true. Yeah, it's a challenge. It's a real challenge to, stay on top of it, to stay on top of your self-appreciation. And in reality, it's a challenge for everybody. I think it's a challenge for every single person out there. And for that, we can relate. We can relate through that. Like everyone's struggling. Everyone is struggling. It's true. It's true, but that's okay. And it's good to remember that everyone's struggling. It's good to remember everyone has their up days and their down days. Some days I feel really good. Some days I don't. I said that in my last Kungfu or in my last XRP fam vid. But long story short, I was really excited about the rap. It's not normal that I like my own work that much. Exactly. Yeah. Don't waste too much time feeling sorry for yourself. Yeah, I like to laugh myself. I like to accept that I have failed. It's true. And that's how I get better. So I was really excited about this. This XRP rap turned out way better than I thought. I scrapped a couple of the old projects, a couple of the old raps. They got scrapped. They just weren't good enough. They weren't good enough. They were not up to par. My fear was that I was going to make an XRP rap and it would do a disservice to XRP. I was like, oh, I can't do that. I can't do a disservice to XRP. That wouldn't make any sense. So I was like, I got to try harder. So it was rough, but then something clicked the other day. Something worked out. It was like a dam had been broken open and inspiration came. And then we were there. So here we are. All right, we did a little bit of chatting. We did a little bit of you and me, a little bit of, hey, you and me time. And now it's time to do the news. That's right. That's right. News. It's time. It's time. Thank you, Liz, so much. You're sweet. Thanks, Liz. I appreciate it. It means a lot. It means a lot. Yeah, and I'll make a dancing video. I'll make a how to dance video for sure. And I got the rap coming out. The rap video, it's coming. It's going to be good. It's good. It's good. What's happening with crypto? The entire market's still dropping. We have a couple of news, a couple of settlements, a couple of breaking news, really. Actually, there really is breaking news, believe it or not. That one didn't work. The breaking news hotkey. Oh, there it is. Hey, it worked. All right, there we go. Breaking news. Sweet. Breaking news. Apparently, we've had some delays on the SBI front. There's been some delays on the SBI release. There's also been the Ripple and R3 settlement. So the R3 Corda and Ripple settlement is a big deal on the horizon. The case was resolved, but no one knows what happened really. After several months, the lawsuit was settled, but we don't know the exact specifications. We don't know exactly what was said or done. They were basically trying to be able to still buy 5 billion XRP tokens for under a penny. Of course. Who wouldn't want that? Who wouldn't want to still get that deal? So Ripple Labs subsequently countersued because R3 broke a number of commitments within the agreement, and then the lawsuit continued on from there. So they reached an agreement. They've decided to reach an agreement, and they are moving forward happily. They put the dispute behind them. What happened is confidential, so we don't really know what the resolution was. We don't know if they were allowed to purchase 5 billion XRP tokens for under a penny or not. We don't really know, and this is another one of the big things kind of on the horizon. So we have this is good news, and the SBI delay until March 2019. That delay, upsetting some people. I think some people are upset about the delay. I can understand that. I relate to this issue. And We Fly High just said, I love delays. And then right before that, Brick said, not happy about delays. So we can see this is obviously going to upset some. It could be exciting for others. I think we're going to obviously see the prices slip further. Anyone that said, the reality is that we're still waiting. Anybody who was expecting something to happen right now, in reality, we're still waiting. It's hard to say. Hey, Cambo Vision, thank you so much. Cambo Vision dropping some knowledge on us. SBI didn't actually change their statement, apparently. SBI stated in July that they go live in the fiscal year 2018. In Japan, the fiscal year ends in March 2019. Huh. What about that? How about that? Yeah, thank you, Cambo Vision, for dropping that. That means a lot. That's very cool. Combo, thank you so much. It means a lot. So, people are disappointed. People are upset. People are letting go. And that was kind of not a surprise. So the entire crypto market's under 200 billion. We have the BTC dominance is higher than it's ever been this year, up to 56.7%. And the crypto market's headed down to 190 billion. It's down to 191 billion. It's way under 200 billion. We have Bitcoin's at 6,300. Ethereum's under 200. Ethereum's at 185. I heard somewhere on the news that Ethereum is less than the cost it is to mine it right now. I don't know exactly if that is accurate because I don't know what that price is. I do know that we discussed yesterday. I think Cambo was part of that conversation referencing, I think, a 5,600, 54. I've heard 4,000, but I've heard 4,000 to a 4,600 Bitcoin is the cost to mine them. So Ethereum is less than the cost it is to mine them right now. So they're seeing, miners are not making money. And what happens when miners don't make money? They switch chains. They abandon that chain. So that's pretty much what's happening. XRP is at 25 cents, 25.9. Bitcoin Cash is at $500 or 451. EOS is at 488. Stellar's at 18 cents. So things are happening in the hype and FUD department, I guess. More in the FUD department, really, I guess, or in just the disappointment news department. And we're seeing some slips. We're seeing some people let go. It kind of makes sense, I can say now, thinking back, as to why people maybe a few months ago that maybe had a little bit more foresight than some of the others let go and are just kind of waiting for a bottom. I don't know if that's a reality for any of us. People that have the opportunity, the more money you have, the more opportunity you have, really. And the people that have less, of a bag probably have less opportunity to play with the market. So it's interesting to think about this entire moment in time. I think everyone's really expecting something. People are really on the fence, and they're really trying to wait for this next big move. But this might be like the patience game. This might be like the very, very real patience game where you're just continually kind of hoping for this catalyst to come, and we're not seeing a catalyst yet, right? We're not seeing a catalyst. We're waiting for some of the regulatory clarity. We're waiting for some of the infrastructure to be built and functioning. We're waiting for people to kind of give the signal, go ahead, and that's not happening. But what does that mean? It means it's a huge opportunity. It's a huge opportunity. I remember growing up extremely interested in this moment. I never knew when this moment would come, but I knew I would have one. I would have one or two. I think everyone in their lifetime has the foresight or the hope that they're going to have an opportunity like this. And believe you me, this is one of those things that you kind of dream about. And then I think when it happens, you're just kind of too in it to realize, like, this is such a great opportunity. It's such a great opportunity. Good morning. Thanks for joining us. What's up? Hey yo. Cheers. Yes, indeed. It's true. And so I remember thinking about this. For a long time. Thinking about, when would I have an opportunity like this? When will I see something that I could potentially be on the forefront of? When will I get in on something that potentially I'll be ahead of the curve? And I remember thinking about this a long time ago, years ago. Woo! Farshad, thank you.
Good morning, on my way to San Antonio.
Woo! Good morning, Farshad. How are you? Good morning. Drive safe out there. Drive safe. So, what is going on with the news? Crypto Sifu says, we actually just started. We were really late today. We came on late. The only thing we've looked at is that SBI is delaying their launch, apparently, or maybe not really delaying it, because they said they were going to go live. They were going to go live at the end of the fiscal year in 2018, and for Japan, that's March 2019. So people maybe were a little bit confused. There was some confusion about when SBI was going to go live, and we're still, I guess, speculating about when that's going to happen and what that does for the price of XRP token. I'm kind of falling into the camp of, like, I'm feeling less and less interested personally in this daily hoopla. Like, this daily hoopla is starting to bore me, honestly. And I just want to be completely honest and transparent with you guys. This is getting boring. This, like, daily nonsense is not that exciting to me. And what I find exciting is pulling myself away from it, honestly. I call this the inevitable approach. It's the inevitable approach. It means that I'm not really waiting for, like, every breaking headline about some new Yahoo saying he thinks it's great. Like, I've decided it's great. I decided a long time ago. And what that means is that I'm not trying to convince other people. And I made this tweet. I put this tweet out there. I said, like, he who believes doesn't try to convince others. And a bunch of people jumped on it like, well, maybe your videos could be convincing or something like that. I understand it's a paradox. I get it. There's a paradox happening. And I'm excited about that. I'm excited about the opportunity to, like, share information. I want to be of service. I'm very excited to be here. I'm very excited you guys are here, and I want to be of service. Woo! Farshad.
Last chance to buy XRP for under 27 cents. Just hold and buy.
I agree. That was basically the long story short of my rant. Farshad, thank you so much. I appreciate you. And yes, Farshad's right. Last chance to buy under 27. And this is part of the thing that really kind of just like makes me feel like, what am I focused on right now? I'm really more focused on just purchasing XRP at regular intervals, and that's about it. I'm pretty excited about working my arse off and like grinding every moment I'm alive, just like breathing. Either I'm breathing, eating, working out, or literally just working. One of those things. And I think that, yeah, I get really excited about accumulating more XRP, but I get really kind of irked by all the nonsensical regurgitation of headlines that are like, they're kind of like grasping for it to mean something. They're like, it almost seems pathetic. It seems pathetic is what it seems like. Like XRP doesn't need to look pathetic. XRP has everything it needs. It's the king. XRP is the king. It doesn't need to beg people to jump on board. It doesn't need to beg people to pay attention. In fact, the more we kind of like look all needy and like, look at XRP. It's like, oh my God, please stop that. Please stop. Please stop that. Please stop looking pathetic. Stop begging for people to pay attention to XRP. It's called inevitability. That's what it is. It's called inevitability. And I've decided it's beautiful. It's amazing. It offers something that we've never seen before. And I think one of the things that really kind of takes away from this space, I think, is the fact that we've never had, like, this is not a consumer. I mean, XRP can be used for consumer use, right? Like, it can be consumer use, but it's not really. I mean, it's an investment vehicle, and it can be used by consumers. Like, Wheat's building out stuff on it is great. You know, like it's great. It's amazing. You can have consumer-facing applications on the XRP ledger, but the XRP ledger itself is like, it's like us trying to sell like an infrastructure that corporations are going to use to be successful. It's like, we don't need to sell that. Isn't need to be sold. It's already a thing. It's already working. It's already functioning. It's already being built. It's already headed that direction. The ecosystem, being built around it. It takes a long freaking time for this stuff to work. And if you guys watch that Elon Musk, Joe Rogan podcast, one of the things you guys could have taken away from that was the fact that his fear of lack of AI oversight is because the regulator body is too reactive. Regulator bodies are too reactive and too hindsight focused. It doesn't make any sense, obviously, but that's where we are, and that's what's happening. And we can see a lot of people expecting a really short turnaround in this space, but this is a huge infrastructure development. This is a really huge change for like the whole world. And most consumers probably not going to be, they're probably not going to be holding it or even aware of it. It's like it's just one of those things that's going to escape, I think, the average conversation for a while. Now, I think we talk about this narrative a lot. We talk about this crypto narrative and who's going to be in it and who's taking part of the conversation. And I think that more and more, educated professionals will start shifting their focus to understanding, like, why do I want to pay attention to an XRP ledger? Why do I want to pay attention to an XRP ledger? And those are the people that will build out more systems like Wheats and build out more solutions. And it's called inevitable. So whenever you see news like this, thanks, Farshad. Thanks you. Whenever you see information like this, like SBI delayed, or whatever bad information you think, whatever bad news you saw and you were like, oh no, SBI delayed and the price drops. It's like, that is good news. That's really good news. It's basically the news that you have more opportunities to be at a low dip at price while the inevitable reality is still pending. It's like this inevitable reality on the horizon that's coming towards us. It's like this storm on the horizon headed towards us. There's no way that these things don't look good to me. Like, I stopped paying stopped paying as much attention to the everyday banter of some of these headlines because they're just so needy. They're so petty. And I'm trying to look bigger picture. I'm thinking big picture. I'm thinking long term. I'm thinking like down the road, right? And that's the reality. Like if you thought you were going to throw $100 into something and then never work again, I'm sorry that didn't work out. But in reality, like, what do you want to do? Like, let's say that you achieved all the things you wanted in your life and you decided like, oh man, I'm free. I'm free to do whatever I want. Like, what would you do with your time and energy and effort? Think about that. Think about what you do with that. And in reality, I think these opportunities like this are gifts for people who know what they want to do. They're gifts for people who know what they want to do. If you had any idea of something that you were looking at building and then you saw this developing technology like XRP Ledger show up, you'd be like, whoa, this just changed the whole game. Changed the whole game. And that's big. I think that's really big. I think that's a big thing. So Ripple and R3, they reached a decision together. They reached a conclusion. They were like, all right, this is cool. We are friends now. And then everything's peachy. Everything's just peachy. Did you guys hear about this? I saw this and I thought it was interesting to look at. So XRP, the people are speculating, the SBI news, the price might drop further. Ripple and R3 have reached a settlement. And so that's good news, but who knows what's going to happen with that. Can we see some kind of like bull run happen before the end of the year? It's looking less and less likely. But still possible. Still very, very possible. No one really knows. I know it's interesting to play both sides of the like, you're really excited, but it might not happen right away. You're really excited, something's happening in the long term, but it might not be that great short term. It's kind of a weird paradox. But I saw this today. The Stellar acquires Chain to create Interstellar, another major initiative for XLM. But when I was looking at this is actually interesting because they go into saying that the XLM token's not actually used. That's one of the first things that it says. It says the XLM token's not even used, or it's not specifically mentioned being used. It's not required to be used. That's what it says right here. WorldWire, apparently I thought it was at some point, it somehow functioned on XLM, but they're saying that the WorldWire does not require Stellar cryptocurrency to use. So this is kind of interesting to look at. There's a lot of things happening, a lot of developments continuously. And what do they mean? IBM also noted the platform runs on Stellar blockchain using blockchain technology and the Stellar protocol. IBM Blockchain WorldWire makes it possible for financial institutions to clear and settle cross-border payments in seconds. They're not required to use Stellar's cryptocurrency. The IBM site explains that customers can use any type of cryptocurrency that meets their needs, including stablecoins. They explain that two financial institutions transacting together agree to use a stablecoin, a central bank digital currency, or other digital assets as a bridge asset between any two fiats. So when I see things like this, honestly, what this makes me think, Holo is not that great right now. Holo, I heard, just got called out for some pretty scammy stuff. I think Holo is trying to like basically sell tokens and turn that money around into non-fungible tokens or something like that. I was going to look at that. There's just so much going on. It's hard to keep up. But I remember we were talking about HOT for a second, maybe back in the day. They had gotten some press. They had gotten some media attention. And then recently I looked at the reality is HOT basically is doing a mainnet launch, and they might not honor the tokens that you're buying right now. So you're just funding their mainnet, and you get nothing out of it. That's what it looks like. That's what it looked like to me. I could be wrong. KFN, please explain in detail. Wait. In detail. You want me to explain in detail?
No. No.
Okay. I'll explain in detail. What's wrong with you, KFN? What do you mean? I'm explaining something in detail right now. Golly. Can't anybody explain something in detail? Okay, let's see. KFN, please explain in detail why banks will use XRP coin with transactions and not their own bank coin. Well, that's a good question. The reason that they won't use their own bank coin is because they'd have to build out an entire infrastructure or support for their coin, unless their coin, I guess, can be transacted on RippleNet. There's a lot of reasons that banks wouldn't build their own coin to transact with. They might build their own coin to have a stable coin or something, but to transact with the coins themselves, it's like, David Schwartz always talks about this trust can't be scaled. So I can't scale relationships on trust, right? I can't scale relationships on trust. Banks don't inherently trust each other. And that's one of the things that David Schwartz talks about a lot. And also, spread the standard is also right. Liquidity is a big solution. So removing the need for Nostro Vostro accounts, they have liquidity solutions with XRP, and also just the trusted payment rail, the solution for a trustless system. And I was thinking about this morning when I was up early. I got up early this morning. I was doing some Lyft rides before I started doing some office work, and I realized like I've never trusted systems. Like I've always been a rebel, and I think I've become such a rebel. I'm almost a rebel to rebels. I'm a rebel for the rebel cause. I don't have a lot of trust in a lot of these systems, and I think that's why I was so excited about cryptocurrencies in originally, was because of the development of a trustless system. I thought, like, this is really exciting. This is very inherently beneficial to humanity, and I was right away excited because it means we have a solution to something I've felt like was a problem my whole life. I didn't like the education system. I didn't trust the information they're delivering. I didn't like the mainstream media. I don't trust what they're delivering as far as information. I don't trust just the general, even I feel like the general community, their understanding of where we are, like just the general world populace education of like what's happening at any given time. I don't trust that. I don't trust that narrative.
Love this show.
Thank you so much, Farshad. Thank you. I appreciate it. It means a lot. I have never really had a lot of inherent trust in these systems because I feel like their main purpose is to manipulate and profit. And so that breeds this inherent lack of trust. And I think that this is one of the integral problems of our society right now. And I'm not saying XRP is the one solution. I'm just saying that blockchain and cryptocurrencies and cryptography and DLTs are a huge solution. They're a huge solution. And I'm saying XRP is one of the most beautiful, sleek digital assets I've seen functioning yet, as far as the refinement of the algorithm, moving away from proof of work, looking at the Ripple protocol, looking at David Schwartz as a mad scientist of cryptography. I'm not looking at this stuff saying like I want to get quick rich because money matters. I'm looking at this stuff because I'm so sick of the deceit and the abuse and the corruption and the misuse of power that goes into central authority. That's the real reason I'm here and excited about this space. I don't give a flying rat's ass about how much money I have in my bank account. I care about us being able to trust the systems that run the world, and that's the big thing. I'm not really, some days, I'm really excited and hyper and fun, but I'm honestly a very serious person most of the time. It's not really fair, I think, for us to expect any real information right now. I don't expect anything being delivered on the internet or the news or mainstream to be anything close to real because I've been so used to this deceit for so long. So that's what I was thinking about this morning. I was thinking about why do I like these things so much? And I think it's because I'm so tired of the lack of trust. That's what I'm tired of. I'm tired of the lack of trust. And so, why do the banks want to use XRP? Who cares what the banks want? Who cares what the banks want? Who cares what anybody wants anymore? Let's build something that works. Who cares what the people want? Let's build something that works. Let's build something that helps people. Let's build something that allows people to have trust in a trustless system, or trust in a trustless world. Yeah, no, XRP and Thousands right. The whole world's a stage, and almost no one ever notices. Very well said. It's true. It's true. You know, like the whole world's a stage. Exactly. We all have to play our role. That's pretty much what gets me really excited about the XRP ledger. Is not just, I don't care about like us all becoming millionaires is great. I get it. We're all going to be really rich because we're ahead of the curve. But in reality, what's more important is the fact that we can actually turn our attention now to benefiting humans around the world. We can actually have trust again. Trust again. Oh my goodness, what a big thing. So looking at this stuff, you know, like when Stellar says they are being used in IBM's WorldWire, and WorldWire says we're not using Stellar, or you can use any other Stellar or any other crypto. I don't know. I have no freaking clue what's going on with this stuff. I just saw this too. The IMF advises against crypto as legal tender. This is really interesting to look at. So you're looking at the IMF telling this. Telling the Marshall Islands, I wouldn't recommend moving too far forward with crypto because you might lose the support of the United States soft global reserve. You know, it's interesting. It's interesting. That's Jack Malone. You kind of picked up on what I was throwing out today. I didn't really want to address it. I didn't want to talk about it. It is. I think something that we should recognize that's a date. It's a day that in our history that is worth looking into. Maybe, I don't know. While the IMF looks at this Marshall Islands trying to launch their own crypto, they basically said this may eventually lead to the U.S. banks cutting ties with the country. So what does this mean? What is the IMF trying to do? What are they going to strong arm Marshall Islands into doing to keeping the soft power of the U.S. dollar? What is happening with the global elite? What's happening with the global elite? You know, with the soft power, with the transference of power. There's a lot of things happening. So this is interesting to look at. The IMF advised against the Republic of the Marshall Islands plans to introduce a digital currency as a second legal tender. Why do you think that they would advise against that? Why would they advise against that, you think? Hey yo, what's up? Good energy from Colombia. Yeah, thank you, Colombia. Hooah! We do it. We're gonna do it. We're gonna do it together. So, yeah, I guess you know what we should say something about it being September 11th. We should probably take a moment of silence, even though it's like 40 minutes into the stream. We'll take a moment of silence for the lives lost on September 11th. Everywhere, the loss of life. I want to pay respect to that. So we'll just take a moment. All right. Back from the moment. There's just so much happening right now. There's just so much developing every moment. It's crazy. And that's kind of why I wanted you guys to watch that Joe Rogan and Elon Musk interview if you guys hadn't watched it, because you know there's a lot. They talk for about 2.5 hours. They cover a lot of information. There's a lot that they break down and discuss, and it just kind of shows you how you can tell we're headed somewhere, and that most people aren't on board. Most people aren't on board. Most people aren't on board. Most people are pretty distracted. There was something that happened yesterday that I thought was so funny, and I was like, "This is so funny. I want to talk about it," and I just totally forgot. I spaced what it was, but it was so absurd. it was just, I'm sure that there's going to be plenty more examples I can find to talk about, but it was just it was one of those moments that just made you laugh because it was so freaking absurd. The hilarity, the irony, of where we are, of what's happening right now. Yeah. No, it's true. That interview was really long. I didn't fall asleep, but I was on a car ride. I didn't fall asleep. I was on a car ride, but it was very long. I really enjoyed it. I think Elon Musk is one of the greatest minds of our times for sure. And I was just watching him even talking about like electric motors. There were certain things I didn't know about the timing of an electric motor and how much more proficient it is over a gas motor. Certain things I just didn't understand, honestly, or I didn't know about the electric motor's millisecond timing capabilities and how fast it can change its output. It's pretty cool stuff. He's very smart. He's very smart. Ed French, skepticism is a tool of the wise acquired through loss and deception over time. It's one of the valued items in my toolbox. It doesn't make me wise, but it keeps me from making more mistakes. Very well said, Ed French. Very well said. Very well said. 589 saying, figuring out the object of the game we're in is the object of the game. That is so true. That is such a great comment. Thank you so much. What is happening with this? What is happening? Finding out the object. What does he mean? The intent. Really, if you want to know what's going on, all you have to do is look at the intent of what's happening. It's pretty simple to see, but it's also very confusing and complex. We don't really know where all the pieces will settle, but we probably know where they're headed towards or what they're trying to do. The IMF warning the Marshall Islands that they suggest probably not launching their own crypto, or they might lose the power of the US dollar, cutting ties with their bank. This is one of those moments where you can see this is exactly what we speculated probably months ago when I said something like XRP, the one world currency. Where you can see the IMF is entered into this conversation saying we're going to pull back our US banking ties with this country. We're going to pull back our US banking ties with this country. Yeah, no, Cisco's right. I liked that statement a lot too. Cisco's right that earthquakes are mostly a surface phenomenon. It's actually true. I never realized it. It's like the surface of the sea may be turbulent, but in a storm, but 100 feet down, it's fairly calm. There's a very real possibility that everyone has no idea what's about to happen. There's a very real possibility that every commenter on the internet is about to be extremely shocked by what's about to happen. I'm not saying anybody really knows. I'm not saying I know. But I think the IMF making statements like this kind of hints at the idea that the IMF has to be intrigued, or at least entering into a conversation with people that are suggesting a global monetary control policy. So let's do a review. Let's do a recap. What's going on with the news today? Ripple R3 settlement reached. Ripple Labs and R3 consortium reached settlement in XRP token litigation. So they were trying to be able to still buy 5 billion XRP tokens under a cent before the end of 2019. And I guess, I don't know. I guess they might be able to. They might still be able to. They closed this confidentially. So both sides are looking to move forward, and no one knows what happened. Bitcoin mutual fund launches in Canada. So yesterday we saw the Canadian bank go live with using XRP. That was such big news. And as you have huge news like that, the price is still dropping. So XRP price dropped down to what now? 25.7. So it's lost a few fractions of a cent inside the stream even. And Bitcoin's at about the same price. Bitcoin Cash about the same price. Looking at the Bitcoin mutual funds in Canada, simplifying market exposure, looking at the making history, trying to set up this infrastructure, building out these systems, and looking at the Canadian bank launching with XRP with RippleNet. Then looking at the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, advised against the Republic of Marshall Islands' plan to introduce a digital currency as second legal tender. Don't do it, they said. Don't do it. It's not a good plan. And the reality of XLM too. The XLM acquires Chain to create Interstellar, another major initiative for XLM. Blockchain startup announced Monday they've been purchased in cash by a subsidiary of the Stellar Development Foundation, resulting in the formation of a new entity called Interstellar. The announcement came months after rumors had first surfaced regarding the partnership. According to Chain's Crunchbase page, the San Francisco-based blockchain startup has raised over $40 million in private capital since its founding in 2014. That's pretty big. This deal is big, but again, we're looking at them saying they're not sure if they're actually even using XLM in their WorldWire exchange, even though on the WorldWire site, in the video we looked at, or in the video we did where we looked at the site, they said that they are using the Stellar protocol and XLM, and then now it says in this article they're not required to use Stellar or XLM. So I don't know. I have no idea which one it is. That's a great question. I didn't actually pull up that many headlines before this went live because I was just so excited about the wrap and everything, and then I saw this and this before I went live. So let's pull them up. Bitcoin crash. Tell me more. Bitcoin crash, did it? Bitcoin crash. This man lost his savings when cryptocurrencies plunged. Well, that sounds about a familiar story. An estimated $400 billion has been wiped off the value of major cryptocurrencies since January. Russell rarely plays the stock market and he had a little investing experience when he put around $120,000 into Bitcoin November last year. He turned it into $500,000 in 1 month. Where is he at now, though? Doesn't say where he's at now, but apparently he's not happy about it. Apparently he lost all of his monies. Russell's not alone. Everyone else has lost all their monies too. This is crazy. This is crazy. Russell attempted to mitigate his losses by shifting money from Bitcoin to an offshoot called Bitcoin Cash and other cryptocurrencies, including Ethereum and Ripple, but that didn't work. And Russell says the paper losses on his initial investment have reached 96%. 96%. Well, you know what? I see this all the time being asked, and I never know what level of knowledge people are at, and I don't even know sometimes what level of knowledge I'm at. So it's like, what? What are we doing out here, guys? You guys want to talk about cryptocurrencies? Oh, okay. So I see people say this all the time, and I always wonder, like, what are they talking about? Someone the other day said, "How is XRP still going down? How is XRP still going down in price, and Bitcoin still has $6,000 in it?" I was thinking, like, these guys don't understand circulating supply, do they? I think some people don't understand circulating supply. You guys know that, like, the circulating supply of how many... I know a lot of you guys know this. I'm just saying there's been one or two comments that have made me think maybe we should cover that the circulating supply of the coins is different for each coin. Right? Like Bitcoin only has 21 million coins, and I'm pretty sure that a lot of those are lost. Like 4 million of them are lost or something. I don't know. Anyway, 21 million max Bitcoin. There's like 100 million max Ether, or what? How many max Ether are there? I forget. But there's 39 billion XRP out right now. 39 billion XRP out, right? And there's 17 million BCH. And there's 906 million EOS. There's 18 billion Stellar. So the reason that the difference is really big between a coin that has 25 billion tokens or 25 or 21 million, there's a big difference. So it's a big difference. I think that there's a lot of people still jumping into the space every day that they need like the basics. They need the basic course. And so if anybody ever has any questions like that and you jump in and you're like, what's happening? I need the basic course. Ask questions. Just ask questions to the room. There's so many knowledgeable people in the chat with you right now that are able to answer your questions. And if I happen to see your question, I will happily answer it as well. But people were asking me the other day, like, why is XRP under 25 cents when it has $10 billion in it? And why is Bitcoin Cash at $500 and it has $7 billion in it? I was like, it's because of the circulating supply. Look at the circulating supply. That's all it is. It's a circulating supply of the coins. That's a big difference. Big difference. Look at your market cap question. Okay. Ed French asks, are the over-the-counter XRP sales being included in the market cap calculation? If not, why not? Well, that's one of those things that we saw one of the very first black market exchanges go live about 6 months ago, and part of those black market exchanges is keeping those exchanges off the books. Keeping them private because it doesn't affect the market at that point. I'm not sure what over-the-counter sales you're talking about, and I'm not sure if they are or not included in any calculations because, again, we don't have the regulator oversight. That's one of the bigger problems, I think, that NASDAQ continually comments on. Like, we don't know what volume's being fed from what source, and we are taken from what source, or if it's legit, or if it's able to be used and referenced. So, I mean, I have no idea, honestly. I don't know. It could be a black market exchange and they're not affecting market cap. It could be they're using the exchanges and it's affecting the current supply. I don't really know. I'm pretty sure that the question you're asking is is multiple questions. The market cap calculation is only the circulating supply right now. Right? It's not it has nothing to do with anything else. It's just the circulating supply. Is that what you're saying? You're saying, are over-the-counter sales affecting the market cap? Like, are they selling them out of their reserves? Is that what you're asking? Are you asking if they're selling them out of their private reserves? Classic says crypto's dead. Crypto's dead. Why would you say that, Classic? Don't say that. Don't say that. That's not true at all. Crypto's not dead. It's alive and well. It has how would you call it dead? It's a $190 billion market. It has a $190 billion market capitalization. Yeah. I don't think it's dead. I think it's very alive, very much alive. $200 billion alive, I'd say. Anz asks, what's your opinion regarding the current situation and look those partnerships that XRP have and think if those partnerships have BTC? I said this the other day. I think that the XRP is doing great. I think their partnerships are great. I think their team's great. Their execs are on point. They have a lot of foresight. They're developing an ecosystem and setting it up to work. And I think that they're doing a great job. One of the things that I think we see too is the situation that we're considering a problem with BTC. It looks like XRP might be a solution. Look at the ILP, look at the XRP token, and look at BTC's need for XRP and the ILP. And I think it's a big system that we're about to pull together, etc., etc. Thank you, Joseph McKinney. By the bus, we're going to need free transportation. It's true. By the bus. Okay, Ed French, you're asking about the escrow releases. The escrow releases are, they put all those public. As soon as the escrow release comes up, they say like we're selling this amount or we're gifting this amount, and then whatever they don't use goes back into escrow. And they all that's public. Everything that they do with that money is public. When they release new tokens. They have the transparency of where the tokens are going or what they were done with, and then they put them back into escrow when they're done with that at the end of that phase, and then they keep doing that. So maybe I don't understand your question, or maybe I'm not answering your question. Spread the Standard says, can you read my comment and give your opinion? Where's your comment? Oh, yeah. Okay. Spread the Standard says, I think the whole system is faulty. It records sales of XRP, which is an escrow amount, yet the circulating supply has not changed. Yeah, I've been noticing that too. I'm not really sure if that's something that Ripple's asking for. And I was thinking that might be what Ed French was kind of hinting at. And I'm afraid I just don't know. Like, Spread the Standard saying, I don't think that these systems can be trusted that well. I don't know if I can say we can trust the numbers on CoinMarketCap. You know what I mean? It's just, there's no oversight. There's no global oversight. And in fact, there might not ever be global oversight. And that's the problem, I think, is that's why when we say XRP is the standard, it means that XRP is such a sleek, efficient it means that the XRP is such a sleek, efficient use of the technology, it becomes a standard by comparison as a par for what people can use. I don't know how soon we'll have a global regulator authority turn back and say, we gave the stamp of approval and XRP seems all right. It's hard to say, though. It's hard to say. I don't really know. And I think seeing how slow and reactive regulators are in general, it'd be surprising to see a global monetary policy go into effect. I don't know if that's going to happen. I think more likely is a global standard of payments, and I think that's why we're seeing the IMF telling countries like, chill out, don't do anything with crypto yet. We might have a solution for you in the future, so maybe just chill out. And that's the same thing for all of you guys. There's a lot of exciting news happening, and look at the information, do your research, make a decision, and be prepared, because this is big. Something big's happening. Big changes are happening.
Price doesn't matter, just cost average, and at the end, we'll all be fine.
Boom. Joseph, thank you so much. Dropping another amazing comment, and thanks for the support. The price doesn't matter. He's right. The price doesn't matter, guys. It's just a cost average, and at the end, we'll all be fine. So just think about your cost average for purchasing regularly. We say that so often. I know a lot of you guys hear me because I know I see a lot of familiar names, and I know you guys hear me on loop. I really appreciate and respect all you guys that are patient enough to be here and hear me go through the loop every time. Regular purchases are good. Yes, we are waiting still for a lot of catalysts. There's a lot of good news and a lot of good excitement, things to be excited about. There's a lot of things to be really, really excited about. Whether or not any one person can tell you anything legitimately is hard to say. I feel like the fact that these systems are so valuable is because they bring a layer of trust we haven't had in a long time, and I'm excited about what that looks like moving forward. That's exciting. I think it's exciting. Mark B says, XRP hits big and your investment's still considered a short term. What's the solution to cash out to avoid capital gains? Hodl until it's long term or invest in a stable coin like Tether? Mark B, that's a great question. I actually made a video about this exact question called cashing out of crypto, and I talk about that. It's on my channel. That's a pretty complex question, and aside from the tax question, the tax specifics of your case, aside from that, I go into a lot of detail about a lot of that stuff other than the tax portion, which is something that I think even every individual has to deal with on their own or decide on their own. Spread the Standard asks, I have another question. Let's say I have 30,000 XRP. Those 30,000 are not part of circulating supply, so they should alter the numbers. Why are they not part of circulating supply? They are part of circulating supply because you could choose to sell them, and then they're in supply. All the XRP you're holding right now are part of the circulating supply because it's circulating in your pocket. Check out the Esoteric Trading channel. There's a 2-vid explaining XRP. Yes, smash the like button. Thanks, guys. Smash that like button. Smash the like button. Smash it. Smash it. Great, Pate. Thank you so much. Yeah, Henrik's right. And I didn't want to say this. I don't want to say this as like a bold statement. I'm not sure it's true, but I think a lot of XRP whales, like imagine you bought a bunch of XRP at 0.000 something, and then like, oh man, this looks like there's going to be some up and down. We don't really have a lot of clarity, and the regulators are kind of being dirks, and they're like, we might let go. Imagine like, how many XRP you probably have to feel comfortable letting go of like 100,000, and that's not your whole bag, and you're like, oh, that's fine. I'm just chilling until the market drops more and I can jump back in. And that's what I said whenever I looked at this ledger exposed. That was really telling. Like I'm not saying this is legit, but honestly, I think Wheats's website's probably more reliable than anything else out here. And I saw this the other day, just goofing around looking at this with you guys, and look at the 0.01%. Look at the 0.01%. That's the only pool of XRP holders that's just like up and down and up and down and up and down. It's interesting to say, what's happening here, but it's pretty obvious. Look at this. Look at the lower ones. Up, 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 up. All these groups are fighting to get more XRP. What's this group doing? What's the 0.01% doing? They're letting go, buying in, letting go, buying in, letting go, buying in, letting go, buying in, up and down, right? You can see that happening. So yeah, there's some real whales playing with the market. It's cool. Spread the Standard asks, but they're not moving them. It doesn't matter if they're moving them or not. It matters that they are available to be moved. Even if you escrow them, they're still part of the circulating supply because it's part of something that they've released into the market. It's like when what's his name, Lemon, when whatever that guy's, they're making the movie about him, I guess, with Johnny Depp. That basically is another great example. Like he died and his money's locked away, but they didn't take it off the circulating supply, right? Like, I mean, that's the same as an escrow almost. Like an escrow is just pulling it off of the fact you can't touch it because you personally put it in escrow. It doesn't matter. It doesn't mean it's not part of the circulating supply. It means it's part of the circulating supply and you personally blocked it up. That just means that there's a potential for every time we think that the circulating supply is really 39 billion, it might be less. But that doesn't mean it's not part of the circulating supply. And you can say that like that might be a generalization and maybe there's a more specific type of actually circulating supply, but that's not what they're talking about. They're not talking about there's no number between this and max supply, right? Like this is a circulating supply and the other number is the max supply, all the numbers they'll put out together. Because those aren't released yet. That's why they're not circulating. XRP's escrow is different than your escrow. XRP's escrow is different than your escrow. And that's another one of those things. That's what I'm saying. Like this is an evolving conversation. Matthew Mellon, thank you so much. Matthew Mellon, yeah, his coins are gone forever, but they're still part of the circulating supply, right? This is a good question, Standard. This is a good question, Sean. And I'm happy to have this conversation. I can see, yeah, this is basically why these systems are being built. This is why NASDAQ's talking about like we don't trust these systems because there's no grade of infrastructure to be applied here. There's no grade of infrastructure to where we can say like, let me check this and let me look at this. So yeah, you're right. There's a degree of confusion. I can understand your confusion if you're thinking about, well, the 60 billion locked up by escrow of XRP, by Ripple Labs, how is that different than my escrow? Well, your escrow as an individual, on the ledger is just different. It's just different than the Ripple Labs pulling and holding those, I think. That's just me personally. And yeah, there's, the fact is maybe you could say that 100 billion are circulating right now and 60 billion are in escrow. I don't know if you want to be specific and say that, but they're pre-mined. And so, yeah, they're out there. And then, okay, great question as well. Kyle Linsky. Oh, wait, no, who said this? Yeah, Kyle said, KFN, what does it mean when a coin's burned? A coin, when it's burned, it literally means it's gone. It's literally gone. Yeah, it's only exactly. Diane Palmer said it's only out of circulation if a coin's burned. Yeah, exactly. When it's burned, it's just gone. It's like it's erased. It's disappeared. They burned it. It's just like the 5-element theory in martial arts. The fire has released the energy of XRP. How does a coin get burned? That's a great point. That's a great question. It's part of the code. It's part of the code of XRP Ledger to burn the tokens in a certain amount. At a certain, action, it burns the coin. It's gone. It disappears. Spread the standard. Thinking about this circulating supply still. Because the circulating supply was 100 billion, and then they escrowed the circulating supply changed to 39 billion. That's right. That's what I mean, though. I mean, it was 100 billion, and then they escrowed it as they had 60 billion to escrow. I mean, I don't know how many you can escrow, but I don't think it matters. Even if you could escrow a million personally, I don't think it matters. I don't think anybody cares because I think you could essentially, you can unescrow them, can't you? Does anybody know about that? Does anybody know? Can we get Sheets in here? Where's Sheets when you need him? Where is that Sheets guy that I remember like 4 months ago, he was like trying to get everyone to escrow their coins to some ridiculous price that they made up. I was like, that sounds stupid. But I like that Sheets guy. Where is he at? Sheets. Sheets, come help us. I'm not sure if you can release them from escrow, but I think that your personal escrow would be way different. Sent to a wallet, not accessible. I'm sure you could undo that. I was watching something the other day talking about quantum computing, and they were saying like even quantum computing can break apart the private keys of Bitcoin. Bitcoin is hackable by a quantum computer because it's just so much more information. It's just so much more processing power. It can literally hack the private keys of Bitcoin. So yeah, I'm sure you could get your coins back out of escrow. I'm sure you could get them back. But yeah, that's a good question. I understand what you're saying, and I think those are the things. It's like this is an evolving conversation. I think we're trying to refine the vocabulary. I think we're all trying to stay informed and look at what's happening. And in reality, this is a evolving space. It's an evolving space. It's an evolving marketplace. The burn is sent to a wallet they say is not accessible. There you go. Spread the Standard says the burn is sent. It's not actually burned at all. It doesn't disappear. It's sent to a wallet. Just trying to catch up with you guys' comments here. So passionate Precision's talking about the ICO and how they burn coins at the end of an ICO to affect the overall circulating supply and raise the value. And then Spread the Standard saying that the coin burn for XRP is not actually burned or disappear. He's saying that they go to a wallet. They said that they go to an untouchable wallet. If that's true, then I don't really know if they're burned, are they? If that's true, then are they really burned? Can we say that they're burned, or can we just say that they're in a different wallet? I don't know about that. Yeah, no, quantum computers are going to change the game. Quantum computers can change the game. And yeah, you're right. They can just increase the key sizes. No big deal. Kyle says that he thinks the first quantum computer is what started crypto. Interesting to think about. No, dude, you're good. Spread the Standard, you're good. Thanks for asking. And I was thinking about that. And you're right. There's a lot of, I guess, each coin has its own, history. Each coin has its own possibility, has its own unique ethos. And so, yeah, XRP is very unique in its structure. The 60 billion escrowed coins is interesting to think about. It's interesting to think about for sure. Ahmed, what do you think's bad news? Ahmed just says, I think that's bad news. What does that mean, Ahmed? Cisco, you're funny. Cisco says they can just add a meta tag scorched parameter so you can see all the scorched scorched coins. Burned coins worth half. Burned coins 10% off. Cardano is working on quantum resistance. Man, Cardano all continually just like finding more reasons to love Cardano. That sounds cool. Cardano quantum resistant. How do you do that? TRX does the same burn. It's sent to a wallet that can't be accessed. Okay. Well, I guess we'll just consider that like a standard of the industry then. Standard of the industry. Thunderbox said just a second ago that a U.S. judge says ICOs are covered by security law. ICOs are covered by security law. Did that just come out today? Did that just come out today? You have 99% XRP in your portfolio and 1 Dogecoin. Nice. Okay, that makes more sense. Ed French, thank you for saying that. Ed French said the burn wallets have a passphrase seed that's destroyed, so no withdrawals can ever be made. So basically, it's like a black hole wallet. So maybe instead of calling it a wallet, we should just call it a trash can. So XRP is being sent to a trash can or to a black hole. It sounds, a wallet makes it sound like it's going to hold it and I can take it back out. I think it should be, we shouldn't say it's been sent to a wallet. We should probably say it's been sent to a black hole or something. It's not retrievable. It's not retrievable. Diane's right, says Crypto Bird Dog. Annual liquidity not sold to financial institutions goes back every 5-year escrow. All transaction fees are the drops or the burns. It's a standard, so deflationary component of XRP supply. Wow, very great answer. Very great answer. Diane, our Crypto Bird Dog, answering Diane or saying Diane's right. The liquidity that's not sold to financial institutions goes back to a 5-year escrow. All transaction fees are the drops burned. It's a standard, so deflationary component of XRP supply. So you're saying the wallet's not a black hole. You're saying the wallet's not a black hole. The $1 billion that's taken out a month isn't the fees though. It's not the fees. That the 1 million, the billion out every month or whatever, the escrow is just for them to use. It's just for them to do whatever they want with. Let's look at this Bloomberg article. Bloomberg article, U.S. judge says ICOs covered by security law. Federal prosecutors won a key legal victory when a judge ruled that U.S. securities law covers initial coin offerings. In what is believed to be the first criminal case of its kind, a federal judge in Brooklyn, New York, refused to dismiss the case of a man charged with promoting digital currencies backed by an investment in real estate and diamonds that prosecutors said didn't exist. U.S. District Judge Raymond Dreary in the New York agreed with the government on Tuesday and said that ICOs is security for the purposes of federal criminal law. That's a pretty long article. That's a pretty long article right there. 3 sentences. That's good. I feel like this is a weird like mobile version. It like won't. It's like got a huge picture on it. Can I find like a non-mobile version here? Okay, yeah. Thank you so much, Crypto Bird Dog, responding to me asking about that or clarifying her comment. Yeah, the escrow is not fees. That's right. And the over-the-counter sales is for financial institutions. That's right as well. And I think that referencing all the way back to the first thing that I think Spread the Standard was saying is or whoever said it, over-the-counter sales to financial institutions are not showing up in the adjustments for the circulating supply. I'm saying I think that that's just because we don't have accurate data. I just don't think we have accurate data for a lot of that stuff. And potentially this is, oh, you're good. You're good, XRP Grind. You're good, man. Thank you so much. Thank you for sending that. I appreciate it. And yes, there's no bureaucratic oversight for the space. Since there's no bureaucratic oversight, and since we don't have the clarity of these systems, being regulated, then we don't really know what's going on with CoinMarketCap's circulating supply of XRP. It's a good question. Is there being withheld? Are they not showing the right information? It's good stuff. It's good stuff. Whoops. Oh, whoops. It's not okay, says Jack Levy. It's not okay. Jack Levy, what are you on about? Yeah, so instead of being sent to a wallet, they're sent to limbo. That sounds all right. This actually looks like it's a longer article, even though it might be like the exact same 4 sentences. As previously reported, they've been accused of committing security fraud for selling tokens which represented shares of real estate venture or a separate diamond business. In the motion, the lawyers argue that security laws are unconstitutionally vague as applied. However, Congress' purpose in enacting the security law was to regulate investments in whatever form they are made by whatever name they are calling, citing the previous ruling saying, stripped of the 21st century jargon, including the defendant's own characterization of offered investment opportunities, the challenge indictment charges a straightforward scam, replete with common characteristics of many financial frauds. So they're saying this is not anything other than a scam, and that they're happy to prosecute. They're happy to prosecute. So looking at any of those other ICOs that came out and went live and did all those things, it's real. It's real stuff. U.S. judge rules ICO falls under law. Here it comes. Here it comes, guys. Things are lining up. Jack, you're all right. I like your style, Jack. I like your style. You guys are ready. Are you guys ready for the end of the month? Jack says. You guys ready for the end of the month? Do you think XLM goes live in October? XLM? What are you talking about? Do you think XLM goes live in October? It will have any effect on the future value of XRP? I don't know. That's a great question. I don't know. Good question. Did we do RMR? No, we didn't. I went to the beach instead. We didn't do RMR. And that's pretty much the name of the game. So looking at this, U.S. judge rules ICO falls under security law. Looking at the IMF advising against crypto as legal tender. I think that the IMF advising against crypto as legal tender is really just showing that they're saying like, maybe we're working on something. You should chill out. Maybe there's something being developed that the Marshall Islands wants to just chill, and they can have, maybe the U.S. soft power will have an extension of their soft power through a digital asset, maybe some digital asset. I don't know which one. It's hard to say. What up, Clara B? How's it going? Thanks for joining. Yep. Spread the standards right. Even if one U.S. citizen bought any of the 0.01 ICO nonsense, they are responsible and they will be prosecuted. It's true. Yeah, done is right. The ICO's crumbling everywhere. Prosecution rampant. Here it comes. SBI news, the delay for SBI, looking at the Ripple and R3 settlement. They settled, but it's confidential. We don't really know what's happening. And cryptocurrencies price overall, we have the entire market still under 200 billion. Under 200 billion is a pretty nice spot to be at. Under 200 billion is a nice spot to be at. We just lost another billion. We're down to 190 billion, and Bitcoin dominance is at 56%. And yeah, define live. Define live. What are you thinking about live? Live in real time or current time? It's real. It's really live. Is it alive? It's alive. Yeah. Spread the standard. I read that as popping, and I was like, what is he talking about? What are he talking about? Okay, wait. Mark B, you're saying that they had a press release that they're going to go live. Press release going live in October. I'm guessing they're trying to beat XRP to the market. I will try and find the link where it's mentioned. Okay, so Mark B saying XLM's trying to beat XRP to market and go live. But what are they going live with? With WorldWire? With WorldWire, I mean? With WorldWire and IBM? What are they going live with? Ben Burrick asks, what are your thoughts on Tron? My thoughts on Tron. I've been up and down on Tron. I've been really into Tron, and I've kind of fallen a little behind on my support for Tron, and then I got a little bit back into them for a minute. I was feeling really good about Tron up until one of their last public speaking events when I saw Justin Sun and his public event, the stage presence he had, and this powerful speaking voice and everything. It's left me a little bit wanting. And then he acquired BitTorrent, and I thought that was actually really cool. And he actually acquired it for $50 million less than some other competing acquisitions. And I was wondering why. What happened there? What is part of the deal? What is part of the NDA that we don't know about Tron? And I'm excited about that. So I go back and forth. It's hard to say. It's hard to say. It wasn't the best presentation. Yeah, it wasn't the best presentation. Yeah, what is live? Does XLM even have any contracts to go live with? Ahmed says, competition's healthy for this market. Glad XLM exists. And Clara B said, Ahmed, I agree. If only XLM were actually competition. That's funny. Good one. Good one. Yeah, Bricks, I know that was rough. That was a rough presentation for sure. Yeah, Tron is live. Tron's off their testnet. Tron has their own token now, I think, right? They're on their mainnet. They're no longer ERC20. Well, that's about how it goes. That's about how the cookie crumbles. It's a good day. It's a good day to be alive. September 11th, 2018. It's a Tuesday. Looking at the entire market taking a hit. The entire market's in the red. We're down a good amount from our all-time high. We're down a good amount inside the week even. When will we see a catalyst? When we see a run? It's hard to say. Looking at the BTC dominance being higher than it's been almost all year. We're looking at a pendulum swinging one way, and it's about ready to swing back the other way. I think we have a lot of the small little dots along the horizon that we need. We have the U.S. judge coming out saying ICO falls under security law. We have the IMF advising against crypto as legal tender in the Marshall Islands report. We have Ripple Labs and R3 reaching a settlement in the XRP token litigation so they can move forward with probably bigger deals with the Hyperledger and ILP and et cetera, et cetera. And we had the Stellar acquires Chain to create Interstellar, another major initiative for XLM. Can they actually compete? Will they be able to step it up and compete with XRP or no? Because we just don't know what WorldWire is doing. It says right here, WorldWire does not use Stellar cryptocurrency, XLM, but on IBM's site it says the opposite. So we don't know. Looking at a lot of confusion and a lot of misinformation out here, and where are we headed? I don't know. It's easy to see that a lot of big money and old money is playing in the space, and they're positioning themselves to benefit from the space. So I think we should all be doing the same. I'm proud of you guys just for being here and paying attention and keeping up to date. As always, take care of yourselves today. Drink lots of water. Do something nice for yourself. Get some fresh air. Do some movement. And I will see you guys tomorrow. We'll be back for another live stream. And Maybe I'll finish an edit today. I've been working really hard on finishing a bunch of other projects that are not my YouTube channel, and I've spent most of the day yesterday working on the wrap, which was kind of fun, and I had a really good time doing it. I'm very, very, very excited about the wrap, and I'm also just getting a little bit like kind of tired of some of this, like the lack of trust we have in this space, but that's okay. It's fine. We'll be fine. We'll be fine. And that's all we're going to do. That's all we're going to do. Tomorrow's another day. That's right. Tomorrow's another beautiful day for us to try again. And we'll see what the price is tomorrow. We'll see what XRP is doing tomorrow. Is it up? Is it down? No one knows. No one knows. Farewell, friends. Farewell. I know. Peace out. Peace out. Thanks a bunch, everybody. Drink lots of water. Enjoy yourselves. Get hyped. This XRP wrap's coming. As soon as I can finish this video and put it together and do all that, it's going to be out. So thanks a bunch, guys. Thanks a bunch. Thanks a bunch. Oh, you're so sweet. You're so sweet. Farewell. Thank you. Thank you, Crypto Catherine. Thank you, Crypto Bird Dog, Ahmed. Farewell, guys. Farewell, Kyle. Farewell, Clara B. Adios, adios, guys. Thanks a bunch. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Yeah, I'll go check out all the stuff that you guys recommended as well. Farewell. Farewell. Have a great day until I see you next time.